fam, welcome back to Sarah's Lifestyle Vlog, and thank you so much for stopping by. So today's video is especially for everyone or people that have come to the UK on a student visa and are working overtime. Okay, so we know that when you come to the UK as a student, you are allowed to work only a certain number of hours. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about. And the reason I'm talking about this is because someone brought to my attention, someone actually sent me an email that was received by a student only because he's worked more than the hours that he was supposed to work while he's a student. Okay, so he's actually breached the conditions of his visa. Okay, and again, that's a huge crime. And so he received that email, which I'm going to share with you, and that's why I said I would come here today and just talk about it, and also to advise and appeal to every one of us as well. If you are on a student visa, then you need to be sticking to the conditions of your visa. Okay, but before I go on, my name is Tari, and on this channel we talk about UK visas and immigration. We talk about life in the UK, how to successfully and safely navigate through life as an immigrant living in the UK. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, then please subscribe, turn on your bell icon so you don't miss out on any of my videos going forward. But thank you so much for watching. To my returning subscriber, thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much. Okay, so like I said before, I got this email from a friend which I'm going to read to you. This young man has come to the UK as a student, and for some reasons he's been working overtime. Okay, and we know that you're only allowed to work 20 hours if you are a student, so you can work less or maybe 1 hour more, maybe 21 hours every now and again, 22 hours thereabouts every now and again. But if you continue to work more than the allowed hours, then you are breaching the immigration conditions of your visa. Okay, so during holiday time, you can work as many hours as you want, but during term time, which is during school time, you have to stick to 20 hours of work. Okay, so the email, I'm going to read the email for you so that you can see that it's really important. It just says, "Good afternoon. Following this morning's visit by immigration officers, please see attached yours and your family's immigration paperwork." So actually they visited him at home. How they got his address, I don't know, because sometimes you think you're invisible, they're not seeing you, but they're actually watching. Okay, because you've got your national insurance. With that, they're able to calculate how many hours you're working, and the school could report you to say, okay, this person is not attending classes, and who knows, maybe he's working full-time, maybe he's not attending classes at all. And if you're not doing that, the school will report you, because if they don't, they could lose their sponsorship license, so they could report you as well. Okay, so they actually visited him at home, and after the visit, they've sent him this correspondence. Okay, so it says the red 0001 notifies you that you are liable to be removed from the UK. So because he's overworked, he's worked extra hours, more hours than he's entitled to, he's going to be removed from the UK. Okay, as you have exceeded your working hours within the term time, therefore breaching your visa conditions. And remember, I just said during term time you have to stick to 20 hours, but if it's during holiday, then you can work more hours, up to 40, 30, however many hours you want. It goes on to say, the red 0001 form is for all of your family members attached to your visa, stating that they are also liable for removal from the UK in line with yourself as the main applicant. Obviously, if he's the main applicant and is being removed from the UK, everyone that's under him, everyone that's a dependent on him, would be removed as well. Okay, and it finally goes on to say, the bill 201 informs you of your immigration bill conditions and reporting events. So I'm not quite sure what this is, but it probably has been held and it needs maybe it's been held and it needs to be billed. There are conditions for his bill, he needs to be reporting. I don't know the details of it, but it just says he will be removed because he's worked excess more than is exceeded his required hours, i.e. 20 hours. Is breached his immigration conditions, the conditions of his visa. Okay, and when we talk about visas being refused, this is one of the reasons. If you've come to the UK, every visa you get has some conditions attached to it. If you break any of those conditions, you are limiting your chances of getting a visa in the future. So for this guy now, there's a possibility that if he's removed, he won't get a visa to come back to the UK. It might be given a ban of 10 years, okay, and after that 10 years he might be able to apply again, or he might just be banned completely from coming back to the UK, because every time he goes to apply in any country at all, he would need to declare that, okay, he's been removed from one country before, because one of the questions they would ask you if you're applying for a visa to any country will be, have you been refused have you been refused visa, have you been removed from a country, have you been removed from the airport, and things like that. So you will have to declare it every single time, and it's not going to affect only UK applications, it's going to affect applications to other countries as well. Say for instance he's applying to go to the US. The US could look at it and say, okay, you know what, if he's breached his conditions in the UK, what are the likelihood that he's not going to breach his conditions if we give him a US visa? That's not like automatic, but I'm just saying that that could be a possibility. Okay, so why am I saying this? So I know that there are a lot of students that are in the UK at this moment. A lot of us are trying to pay our school fees, so we're working hard to ensure that we pay our school fees. Some of us have families at home, some of us have money that we need to pay back and things like that. We need to meet up, but you also want to be careful so that you're not breaching the conditions of your visa, because if you do and you were caught, then you could be removed, and that means the purpose for you coming to the UK in the first place will be nullified. Okay, so it's really important that we are careful so that we don't breach the conditions of our visas. And this is just one of the conditions. This is not all of the conditions of the visa that you're giving. Some of them will say you need to pay your fees between now and just whatever time. So we need to make sure we pay that, otherwise our visas could be revoked, we could be removed from the country. So it's really important that we don't commit a crime, we don't breach the conditions of our visas, so that we're not removed like this young man has been, and his family as well. Okay, I hope this video is helpful to someone. If it has helped you, give it a thumbs up. If you're out there and you're actually working more hours than you should, then this should be a waking call for you, because you don't want to be in the shoes of this young man. And think about your family as well, all the money that you've spent, all the time and energy, emotions that you've put into getting your visa. Is it actually worth it? Okay, so those are the things that you should be thinking about. So you need to reduce your hours as much as you can. Like I said, during holiday time you can work as many hours as you want to, but during term time you want to make sure that you are sticking to the 20-hour condition of your visa. Okay, but thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.